We are about to go in and surprise Benjamin from Today's Beauty Supply. He gives so much to the community, and he deserves for someone to come in and give back to him.
This is gonna be awesome.
He doesn't know we're here.
Let's do it. I'm hoping for extensions while I'm here.
Hey, Benjamin.
Hey!
I'm about to surprise you. You're one of the businesses.
What? You've been selected! Hey! Congratulations!
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
I'm from
Wow.
Yes, this is happening.
This is really happening.
This is really happening.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You guys are tricky.
Small towns across the country are fighting for their survival with the odds stacked against them. But what happens if we join that fight? If we dedicate a little money, a lot of experience, and thousands of hours of work into one small town, focusing on the businesses that are the heart of their main street. What started as an idea became a national movement with over 30,000 towns nominated for the $500,000 makeover and more than 1 million votes cast for the winner.
Good evening, Alton, Illinois. How is everybody tonight?
Now, in our 3rd season, the team is taking on its biggest challenge ever. The town is 3 times bigger than any we've helped before, and the hurdles Alton faces will put to the test the very idea of Main Street America. So, Amanda Brinkman and her team of marketing experts at Deluxe are going to work for the people of Alton, Illinois. And they're not alone. New Season 3 co-host Ty Pennington will be working with the team to rehabilitate the town's buildings, while a whole cast of experts helps rehabilitate its businesses. Every episode, we'll be working with a new small business to see if we can change the odds, if together we can start a revolution.
In a community where you have low incomes and when you're in poverty, that's tough enough. And so when you look into the mirror, you have to like what you see that's looking back at you. That image gives you the ability to maybe even do better. The things that we offer here at Today's Beauty Supply gives you that look of success, even though maybe it's not there yet. There you go.
Hi, how you doing? Hi, guys. How are you? A lot of the places around here have some of the same products, but the customer service here is so much better. People love being.
This right here is a Gerber baby. You know you're proud.
I like her, I do.
If I go to another store and ask them what kind of product is this, a different place might not know that. Well, being is black, either he's used it or his wife used it or some of his clients used it, so I love it here.
Here day to day, and my wife is available anytime that we need her.
Great place to shop, and Ben's friendly. When you come in, there's not a short conversation. You're going to be here for a while talking to Ben about whatever's happening in our schools. You see him at community events. You see him at school events. You see him putting in time with the kids. So he's investing in the community.
After about 6, 7 years in business, we thought that making a profit wasn't just enough. You know, how can we make a difference? People equate this neighborhood with drugs, with crime, with gangs. I was born here, and there's great people in this community. So we decided to develop the other side of the store because this is a dual storefront. And we created a space called Today's Place. Young people in the community will have a place that's safe, that they can come, and maybe if they need to do some extra schoolwork and they need access to Wi-Fi, we have a space that's comfortable, that's nice. We always make sure we got peanut butter and jelly and sandwich meat and chips and things like that because you can't study and you can't concentrate if you're hungry.
Do you know who that is?
Beyonce.
Oh, okay, everybody better know the queen, right? That's Beyonce. But what about this person?
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. So how about this lady? Do you know who she is? Never seen her before in your life, have you? She is Allison Williams, and she is probably one of the most powerful architects in the country. These are people that look just like you, right? They're African Americans. And because they didn't give up, they were able to make great strides and great achievements.
Today's Place, it's really his passion. And that's the part that I really am extremely proud of him for.
Today's Beauty Supply has supported Today's Place. But just here in the last 3 years, we saw our sales dip. We had a competitor open up on us. And now there's 4 beauty supply stores here in Alton. This town could handle 3. It's just a matter of how long and who's gonna survive the battle. And hopefully we bring that business back, because we know that here in this neighborhood that we're needed. Deluxe coming in and choosing today's, I don't take that as a coincidence. I think it's divine. And I believe that divine things happen for a purpose. I'm excited for the community that has wrapped around today's beauty, because maybe there's a message that need to be heard and need to be shared. Most people who are judgmental is because they haven't had a relationship with somebody who's a different culture. Sometimes conversations like this make people uncomfortable. I think it's important, because if we stay comfortable, we won't grow.
It's always an honor to help small business owners build their dreams. But working with someone like Benjamin, who shows us all what it looks like to truly love thy neighbor, means that every improvement we make will ripple throughout the Central Avenue community with an impact we might never fully know. It also means the stakes are that much higher. If one of Alton's 4 beauty supply stores is destined to close, it can't be this one. Luckily, we've got some world-class help. Lynn Robertson's company, Fame, has designed retail experiences for stores across the country. She's here to make sure Benjamin's shop stands out amongst the competition.
Well, lots of opportunity for making this more inviting.
Absolutely. Hi, Benjamin.
Hello.
This is Lynn.
Hi, Lynn. How are you?
Benjamin, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice meeting you as well.
We got to give her the tour, the whole.
Awesome. Welcome to today's.
Okay. How many square feet do you have?
On this side, I believe it's right around 1,800 or something like that. We try to make the best of the space that we have. Yeah.
Beauty's all about inspiration, right? So how do you inspire your customer? I see you have some sort of like vendor posters.
Well, from a visual aspect, probably not as much as a personal aspect.
Right.
Like when people walk through this store, a lot of times I know their family, I know their children. And so the engagement is more than just come buy something. Sometimes it's a hug. Sometimes it's a word of encouragement.
I mean, that's like one of the primary retail tools is engagement, right? And your relationship to your customers. So that's great.
Some beauty supply stores, they actually have a wig section. We're not in that position, but so I just kind of put the ladies.
Would you want to be, Benjamin?
I think it would be great.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, a trial place would be really great.
A demo station would be awesome.
Demo station. See, she knows the technical terms. That's good. Demo station.
Okay, I love that you allow people to roam through the store, but shrinkage is a huge problem in retail. Oftentimes there's cameras everywhere, and there's this level of suspicion. Is that a problem for you guys?
I personally don't have that problem here, and I tell people all the time, if you really need to take anything, just talk to me. We can work something out, you know, so.
The fact that you're just welcoming people to wander and navigate the store and try things on their own, I think is such a huge point of difference.
Absolutely.
And I'm part of this neighborhood. I'm part of this culture. So I want to treat people the way I want to be treated when I walk into a space.
Right.
And so I give that.
Well, I know I would love to shop here.
So, you ever put one of these on before?
No, but I'm gonna try.
Hey, there's a first time.
All right.
How are we doing? I like it. It's good.
And for you.
Right. Did I do it right? No. No, it's crooked.
This is your new look. Seriously.
Uh-oh, let me get you a mirror.
Yeah, I need a mirror.
You need a mirror.
I didn't get a mirror.
I'm sorry, now you will have a mirror.
See, we need a demo station.
Right here. This
How
is our...
can anyone function with this hair in your eye? I can't even talk like a normal person.
even.
What do you do with it? Do you put this under, behind your ear like that?
Well, I've never worn a wig.
Your heart is just so big, it's unbelievable. So does that ever get in the way of kind of, you know, your profitability as a business?
In this business, it hasn't affected us so much until just here in the last year and a half or so when the other store opened. And we felt about a 30% decrease in income. And we removed ourselves off payroll to where we no longer take a salary.
So right now, you and your sister Angela are not taking a salary from the business?
No, we're not.
You work here a lot and hard, and so we have to get you back to a place where you're paying yourself.
Let's talk about your merchandising mix.
You know, there are some fillers that I have in this store that's just filling space.
What do you think the percentage of the down product versus the moving product is?
maybe 20%.
Okay.
So 20% from a real estate perspective could help us out a lot if we want to add some of the demo areas.
Yep. I want people to just be, really inspired to try your products. Retail is about, the seduction, right? So from the outside in, bringing them in and luring them through the store. So we're going to work a lot on flow.
Let's talk about the exterior of the building a little bit.
Yes.
Like, what's with the gates? Like, what are the gates
were here.
for? They were here.
They were here when I bought the building.
Legacy.
Yeah.
They're legacy gates. Do you mind if we take them down?
No.
Okay.
When we first started this business, we didn't know anything. We kind of learned as we went. And I don't have any formal schooling in marketing or anything like that. It's sort of like, let's get in here and do the best we can.
But don't discount that granular knowledge that you have, because that is going to inform everything we do.
We just got to get them in here so they can get that experience.
Right. When I hear that 20% of a stock is static, it's scary, because that alone is stagnating his profitability. Huge number.
When we were first opening, we went the least expensive route to get a space open. If I could give the place a modern feel and a modern look, I think that customers would feel like they're in an upscale place, even within the neighborhood. I'd be excited.
Benjamin is exactly what a good role model looks like. You stand out on the front porch, and every 3 seconds, somebody drives by, honks, and waves. This guy knows the entire community.
Central Avenue is largely a residential area, but it's got a handful of small businesses like Benjamin's, and they're vital to the neighborhood. They create jobs, keep money in the community, and national studies have even shown a direct correlation between increases in Black-owned businesses and drops in juvenile violence. But the area also presents its challenges. Benjamin's current customers don't typically have the disposable income to spend much more than they are now. And because housing in Central is often transitional, he's constantly having to attract new customers, which is a heavier lift than bringing back old ones. We've really got 2 levers to pull to increase sales: store experience and online presence. And they both hinge on our ability to understand and communicate Benjamin's brand. So I actually have a mood board for you to take a look at, just to get your reaction on a few things.
The image that grabs me is the lady in the hairpiece. It's a true image, and I think that's important for little girls that come into the store, that they see an image of beauty that looks familiar.
Right.
And that's just so important.
Right.
I love it, and this is definitely what we want to come through on your website and social media. You're not just selling things, you're selling a feeling. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about kind of like the physical store improvement. We've secret shopped the competitors. We completely recognize that the way your store looks is how beauty supply stores look. So we don't feel like you're doing anything wrong by industry standards. We just feel like this could help you stand out from your competitors, because we don't want you to look just like they do.
Yeah, and I'm excited about that.
Me too.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there is an aspect of the treasure hunt through your store that we don't want to lose. Like, that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things, too, in the store design we're going to need to focus on is lighting. Because, especially in the beauty category, you got to see yourself, right?
It's kind of funny, because I have some customers, they're in the back, and they're trying to match hair, and then they walk out on the front porch.
Yeah, well, I think actually clearing out your windows would help with that as well.
Yeah, windows are an invitation to come in. You just want to, spark some intrigue and have people want to step across the threshold and see what's going on.
In my mind, I was thinking maybe a drop ceiling or a drywall ceiling with can lighting, and that way it would make the space brighter, and it'd give it more of a modern look.
So let's talk a little bit on inventory. Every retailer needs to inspire, engage, and entertain. So we want to look at how that product mix helps us do all those 3 things.
That would definitely be a piece of homework for you, is to go through the store to work on reducing your inventory, moving the things out of the store that are stagnant, because Lynn and her team will need kind of to understand what they're making room for from an inventory perspective. Let's talk a little bit about how you're showing up online. So remember we talked a bit. He knows. We want to build you a website because you don't have one today. But one of the main things that shows up is this Facebook page. And when we go to it, this is I think this is an abandoned page.
I think my son had started one and forgot the password, maybe.
This happens all the time.
He created another one.
Okay, so we can work with you on contacting Facebook and getting this one removed. If you're showing up that great in in the search ranking, people are, and then they go here, they're going to think, have they closed? They haven't posted since 2012. Right? It's communicating the wrong message.
Yep.
So this is what is called your Google listing. Right away, one of the questions that it asks is, do you own this business? So that means that you haven't claimed this listing yet. And it's the same thing on Yelp. So we want to make sure that you are able to own it, and you can add your hours, your photos, respond to reviews. Yelp and Google are very important for customers, and we want to make sure that you're showing up the way you want to show up on those two.
I'm trusting in everything you say because this is not my strong suit, if you haven't noticed.
Well, marketing doesn't come naturally to many business owners, right? You started your business because you love providing this service to the community. But we truly believe that this ongoing marketing is going to be what makes a difference to getting to that revenue goal. So it's okay that it's not a natural skill set. That's why we're here. The beauty industry is, by nature, aspirational. People walk into Benjamin's shop looking for the best version of themselves. And that desire is what we need to reflect in his brand. When customers drive past the store or look at his website, they need to see themselves looking back and looking their best. The Deluxe team will go to work building today's brand, while Lynn collaborates with Benjamin on a store design that improves his customer experience and hopefully his sales. We've hired local contractors, and we're working with Ty to execute those building plans. We've got a lot of balls in the air and not a lot of time, because in a few short months, we're trying to make today's beauty supply feel like a brand new store.
He'll be the only one out of the 4 beauty supply places in Alton that will have a website. So there's a differentiator right there.
What we need to come through is his customer service. We don't want to look too beauty bloggy. So with photography, I think it's really important that we showcase your everyday person, not necessarily someone that's made up all the time.
Once the ball started rolling, as far as marketing, he was enjoying it. And then when it came to, okay, we're gonna need to have the store closed on this day, and we're gonna need to move things out, it became a little bit stressful at that point.
Like a lot of small business owners, he kind of bought the building, moved in there, and it needed work way back when. Now it really needs work. So we're gonna fix the floor, for one thing. We're gonna give him new shelves, because he bought a lot of that stuff kind of secondhand just to make it work.
Here it is, a beauty supply store, and the lighting was just really harsh. So I think lighting and reworking that space will be helpful.
And he's so beloved in the community that not only at the construction team giving us a great deal, they're also donating a lot more time to him. So this is just going to be, a great makeover.
In order to make all of these renovations, we basically had to take Benjamin's store apart. Now it's up to Lynn and her team at Fame to put it back together again. And doing it right means a lot of long-distance collaboration.
I know you were a little worried about us going too boutique-y with this table idea.
I just need to figure out, I guess, how it's all gonna work to get the look that we want, but still have the product availability.
Yeah, totally get it.
Do you feel like this kind of look and feel will resonate with your customer base?
I don't know, because it's so different than the normal beauty supply store.
I know.
I'm used to going to and I'm used to seeing.
What I love about working with Benjamin is while he's very open-minded to new ideas and new thinking, he still has his own strong point of view about the kinds of things that he wants to accomplish with the store. So it's been very gratifying to try and maintain that with him, but still bring him new inspiration.
I think this whole process has helped Benjamin to kind of take a step back and say, what do I want that first impression to be in? He's not just like giving input on the renovations we're doing, he's actually putting his own dollars into the building.
Well, I gotta say, it already looks better.
We said, we're gonna come in and help you with the interior. And then he thought, okay, well, if we're gonna do that, let's invest in the outside. Like the stairs were crumbling.
Yeah.
You remember he had those chain link fences up there? We asked him why, and he's like, I don't know, they were always here. So,
chain link just really never said, it's never inviting.
No, people are driving by, even as we're working on this, saying, this is a huge uplift to this community.
One person starts really working on their place, and all of a sudden people are like, well, if they're doing their house, we better make ours look better too. And it literally starts to make the entire area look good. And he's leading the charge.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah.
I'm trying to see what's gonna be the best way with these flip flops.
I got your door. You ready? Let's do this. Come on. You got it, man.
I appreciate it. I never had to ready up
All right, y'all come back.
With the interior, exterior, and website all under construction, we need to make sure everyone's pulling in the same direction in terms of design. And that means creating something today's beauty supply has never really had before, a strong visual identity.
I think it's really interesting that they can be in business, like, what, 14 years?
18.
18 years. You know, a lot of businesses would never have lasted this long without some sort of visual identity.
Well, for sure. And we explored a lot of very simple rectangular shapes, but where we ended up was a strong circular shape that connected the serif T and B from Today's Beauty.
That polished professional branding is designed to tackle another one of our primary goals, extending Benjamin's reach beyond just the central neighborhood, so he can find new customer bases and bring money into his business from surrounding areas. Back in Alton, Benjamin is already putting that plan in motion.
I think that what would be a good thing for today's is having like classes here for like some of the stylists in town. And then after the class, offer a discount on some of the products that you have.
Well, we're definitely going to look into that with your help.
I'm here. I've been with you from day one.
The stylist community could be a whole nother avenue of customer acquisition.
That'll be really good social content, but it'll also be important when we're building the website to also show the partnerships for stylists and their audiences.
Bring in professionals to train the professionals. It allows us to expand our market.
Talk to your clients about color. We're not pulling the cap on and pulling the hair through the holes no more. You know, we have to make recommendations to them. Up your ticket. It's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're doing it healthy and you're taking care of their hair, there's nothing wrong with that.
There are certain professional lines that they won't sell to the general public. So I've had a great meeting with the local distributor for this area. And we can now actually have the professional product that they use on a day-to-day basis.
With so much happening at once, from rebuilding to rebranding, I'm headed back to Alton to sit down with Benjamin and see how he's feeling about the entire process.
There are people in my store right now and my stuff is all covered up and it's full throttle and it's only gonna get worse.
I think that's why a lot of business owners don't do some renovations to their places, right? That there's just logistical and business realities as well as just how do you stop your business for a few days to do some of the things.
And that would make it very difficult, but we're fortunate that we're part of this process, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, today is my 25th wedding anniversary
You had to cancel your anniversary trip to meet with us? Oh my gosh.
Not just to meet, just this whole, there's no way I could get away.
That is true. You were in the
I'm
in the heart of the
I'm
process.
in the heart
right?
of the process.
Have you also, as you're restaging the store, made some decisions about what inventory you're gonna let go? And
I donated about 20% of the product to the local Women's Oasis Center.
That's so you to do that, and that's awesome. We always try to warn these business owners going in, but it's impossible to communicate just how taxing the small business revolution whirlwind can be. We're asking them to completely rethink their business while continuing to run it. And no amount of outside help makes that easy. But in the case of today's beauty supply, I think we really have the opportunity to create something unique and special.
What we found is less than 10% of all African-American beauty supply stores are owned by African-Americans. A lot of the merchandising and how products are laid out and displayed comes from a totally different culture. So we tried to explore a new way that feels more like Benjamin.
Wow.
It looks incredible.
It doesn't even look like the same building.
Oh, it's like this is a transformation.
Amazing.
Man, if this is the outside, I can't wait to see the inside. Benjamin, this looks incredible.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
This is incredible.
Welcome
You've been
to
working
the new
hard.
Today. We're getting so many compliments.
That's great.
Like, customers are like, are we in the wrong place?
It looks really great.
Oh, and then my logo.
The logo looks great up there. Oh, I'm so excited.
Amazing.
I want to see what's going on inside.
Can't wait to show you.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I am
how
not
did we do?
often speechless, but this is incredible.
I've had customers say it's like a breath of fresh air.
Oh, you did such a good job. Oh my gosh.
And you were suspect about the table. Look
I
at how
was,
great it looks.
and it turned out, and it's a
looks
space
fantastic.
saver. So
That's what's great about it.
we consolidated our wigs, our ladies.
Look
So
at how great that looks.
now we-
What was the hardest part for you?
mentally, it was trying to figure out, okay, how do we reorganize? Where does everything go? What am I going to get rid of? But sometimes less is more. So I have to learn
Almost always in
that.
retail, right? Almost always. Yeah. I know it was really important for you to maintain your own sense of place here. Do you feel like you were able to do that?
Well, of course, because I got a chance to utilize everything that you guys gave me and just kind of make it into something that worked for us, for today's.
Good. You guys really took the direction and brought it to life in such a beautiful way.
Couldn't have happened without you guys.
Well, would you like to see how all of this kind of branding translates online?
Can't wait.
Okay. When we first started working together, we loved kind of the vibe over at Today's Place, you know, and we wanted to try and reflect that a little bit with the rest of your brand. So the new logo brings in kind of that perfect color. It's both warm and bright, and it just feels like a well-established retail brand.
It'll look great on a shirt.
Would it? Right on. All right, you're right. We've got T-shirts that your staff can wear, that you can sell, that you can give away, and you have a lot of great relationships around town, and so we have created postcards for you to leave to encourage people to come in and try the store.
This is really great.
And then, one of the most important things in a retail environment can be your packaging. Ooh. Your competitors aren't doing this. This is an elevated experience. So another thing is your branded business card.
That makes me want to just go and hand out a bunch of cards everywhere.
You should. Just make it rain business cards. Just walk through the street. So you're ready to see your website?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Excited.
Here we go. This is your new website. So front and center, we have real customers. We have you, we have Angela. We want to see the people that are in this space and the people that are that you serve every day. Doesn't it look beautiful?
Yes.
We want to show that this is a different kind of beauty supply store, that you offer a different experience to your customers.
That is awesome.
The main call to action on the entire site is, come in and visit. Everything we do, all the language we use is all about, come in and experience what today's beauty supply is like. I know Angela's been working really hard on the social media. She's doing a really great job. We're really impressed. So we want to make sure that we're leveraging that. So instead of having to continually be adding inspirational photos to your website as well as posting on social media, we're just going to have it feed right into your website.
It'll do that automatically. Right. I like that.
Mm-hmm. So I want to show you a little trick for Instagram. So we just bought this at a home improvement store, just a piece of linoleum that looks like tile. We style your product like this. And we just take a picture, see, and look how great that looks. That's going to look great on Instagram.
You can even use your floor. It's
awesome.
gorgeous.
Yes. And then we also want to give people the opportunity to keep in touch. We're going to try and build your email list through the website, but we encourage you, especially now that the cash wrap is nice and clear, we encourage you to, put this sign-up sheet right here.
I would transition those email addresses online.
Yes. Okay. So Deluxe has an email marketing tool, which we will get you all set up with. And it's a very simple process for adding their emails to your database.
I like simple.
It's simple. It is. It is. Let's go into the products page. Hair care, nails, lashes, cosmetics, and skincare. We wanted to make sure that we were using your product categories in those headers so that as the search engines are crawling your site, you're popping up more regularly. Then we get into the About page, and I feel like this is the most important part. Wow. Look how great you guys look. We want to talk about the fact that this is a Black-owned beauty supply store, that this is uncommon in this industry, and you're offering something to this community that your competitors aren't.
When I look at the website, it just instantly makes me smile. It feels welcoming. You guys have done an amazing job, and I can't wait to sit down and just look through every inch of it myself. When you look through the webpage, it shows today's. I got the opportunity to kind of just tell my story and just kind of share how I felt, and they listened.
Well, I have one more thing to show you. Would you mind coming outside with me?
Whoa.
So we had some secret helpers tell us that one of your wish list items for today's place would be patio furniture, so people could sit out here and enjoy this beautiful new porch. So we have something else on the table. We've got 3 laptops for today's place.
Kids are gonna love that.
I feel a little bad though, because throughout this process, you and your wife had to cancel your anniversary trip because we were putting you to such hard work cleaning out the store and doing everything else. And so we want to make that up to you. And so we would love to pay for your flights and hotel for you to come to Minneapolis as you had originally planned.
No way.
Hit the jackpot! Our goal from the beginning was to help Benjamin's business thrive. But throughout this whole process, he made sure we all kept our eyes on an even bigger picture. That businesses like his and communities like this one are full of stories that deserve to be told, but too often aren't.
You know, I think of myself as a successful individual who has done well, but I have to consistently be mindful every day, all day, everywhere I go, how I'm viewed by the world that don't know me. And if I don't, it could cost me my life, and I'm a good guy. With Alton winning, we get an opportunity to share a message that we all want the same thing. We all just want to enjoy life to the fullest and contribute and help those around us that we can. And I think that's important for people to know.
Shampooches is a neighborhood groomer with a deep love for her canine clients.
I feel like it takes a special kind of person to know what a dog's thinking.
Alicia greets them first, then she greets us.
But the stress of moving to a new building and doubling her expenses has pushed the owner to her limits.
We put everything we have into Shampooches.
Can the Small Business Revolution team give her the tools to untangle her troubles?
She won't survive if she doesn't get her numbers under control.
On the next episode of Small Business Revolution Main Street.
Like many retailers, pricing pressure from big box and online competitors was slashing Benjamin's profits. Visit deluxe.com/todaysbeauty to learn more about how the Deluxe team leveraged marketing to create an enticing boutique experience at Today's Beauty Supply.